Well, years of conflict in parts of Baringo County have left hundreds of families displaced, homeless, and struggling to rebuild their lives. In Mukutani, some residents who fled the deadly attacks early years are now returning home only to confront fresh tragedy and harsh living conditions. And as efforts to restore peace and rebuilding homes gains momentum, Faith Wangari reports on the scars of conflict and the slow journey towards healing.
For many residents in Mukutani in Baringo County, years of conflict have left deep scars marked by loss, displacement, and enduring hardship. Mary Maitano, a member of a minority Ilchamus community, remembers the day her life changed forever.
Vile walianza vita, tukakimbilia makanisa, tunaingia madarasa, wakakuja kutuchinja hapo. Sasa tukapata shida mingi, mpaka hata sisi wa mama tunatolewa hata mimba kwa tumbo. Hiyo mimba yetu tunaekelewa juu ya tumbo.
In 2015, armed criminals raided her village, killing several people. Fearing for their lives, she fled with her 6 children to neighboring Kiserian village, dozens of kilometers away. Nearly a decade in displacement, Maitano returned to Mukutani in 2025, hoping to start afresh. But tragedy struck again in May, when her husband, a national police reservist, was killed while pursuing livestock stolen by bandits.
Se alienda fita wakati jirani yetu alienda kuchukua ng'ombe hapa hapa Kiserian, wakakujanisha paka hapa juu ya milima. Sasa mzee wangu alikuwa NPR. Sasa akakimbia paka hapo kwa sababu NPR lazima akwe huko ndani. Sasa mzee wangu akafunjwa mguu, akagongwa risasi ya kichwa. Sasa sina mzee.
Despite the pain, Maitano is now among beneficiaries of a Kenya Red Cross initiative rebuilding houses for families who have agreed to return home after decades of conflict. The project targets 600 households, with construction already underway on 20 houses for the most vulnerable families at Jerusalem IDP camp.
The purpose of this project is to resettle people who had lost their shelters, their houses, because of perennial conflicts in this area.
Tangu mimi nazaliwa sijawana nyumba kama hii. Sinaweka nyasi. Na hii nyumba inafurahisha mimi sababu mvua haiwezi nyeshia mimi.
Baringo County Commissioner Stephen Kutwa says the return of residents to Mukutani was voluntary and not forced. He notes that a multi-agency committee has formed to facilitate the process and that peace and coexistence now prevail among previously conflicting communities.
Wakati kama huu mwaka jana ilikuwa vilio, risasi inalia huku na pale, jamii zinapigana, lakini sasa tumeweza kuona amani, jamii zinakaa pamoja vizuri.
The voluntary surrender of firearms has strengthened security, with 560 guns already handed over and more expected. Chief Conservator of Forest Alex Lemarcoco, who is supporting the Red Cross effort, says environmental degradation remains a key driver of conflict in the region. He explains that the competition over scarce resources such as water and pasture often fuels violence, stressing that environment conservation is critical to achieving lasting peace.
Kenya Forest Service has an interest, one, to be able to have communities settle peacefully within the areas that is designated for settlement, and also avoid settlements in areas designated for conservation, that is our forest.
For families returning to Mukutani, the rebuilding of homes represents more than shelter. It is a step toward healing, dignity, and the hope for peace will finally endure.
Tunashukuru kabisa na tumesema asante. Kwanza mimi mwenyewe ninashukuru. Maana mnaona hata mimi sio mzuri, mimi ni mlemavu. Na ninashukuru kama nimepata nyumba kama hii.
Kila mmoja amekubali kuweka nini?
Faith Wangari for TV 47.